Let's now discuss the final task in the strategy analysis knowledge area. Define change strategy. In this topic, you will learn about the purpose, elements, guidelines and tools, techniques, and stakeholders for the Define Change Strategy task. The purpose of this task is to develop and assess alternative approaches to change and then select the recommended approach. Inputs for this task are current state and future state description, risk analysis results, and stakeholder engagement approach. The outputs of this task are change strategy and solution scope. The inputs of current and future state descriptions provides a context. Risk analysis results describe the risks identified and their exposure. Stakeholder engagement approach provides an understanding on the communication and collaboration, which helps in identifying change strategy activities. Change strategy output is the approach that will be followed by the organization to steer change. Solution scope will be derived from the change strategy. The Define Change strategy has the following elements. The solution scope defines the boundaries of the solution in great detail. This ensures that the stakeholder can understand which capabilities the change will deliver. Gap analysis identifies the difference between the current state and the future state capabilities. The business analyst may analyze processes, functions, line of business, organizational structure, staff competencies, knowledge and skills, facilities, application systems, technology infrastructure, etc., while performing gap analysis. The Enterprise Readiness Assessment considers whether the enterprise is ready to use, sustain, and realize value from the solution. The business analyst may factor in cultural and operational readiness in making the change. Change strategy is a high-level plan that will be executed to transform the enterprise from the current state to the future state. During the course of the development of change strategy, several options may be identified. A most viable change strategy is selected from the set of available options. Business analyst may further develop a business case for each potential change strategy to support decision-making. Expected benefits and costs are key components of a business case for the change. When the future state will be achieved over time, the enterprise will go through more than one transition state. Release planning determines the requirements that are necessary to include in each phase or iteration of the changes. Business analysts assist in planning the timings of the implementation in order to minimize business disruption. In addition to the inputs discussed, business analysis approach, design options, and solution recommendations may be used as guidelines and tools. The business analysis approach defines how the business analyst defines a change strategy. Design options are different ways to satisfy the business needs. Solution recommendations is about identifying possible solutions and recommendations from the subject matter experts. There are 20 techniques that can be used when defining change strategy of an enterprise. These are brainstorming, focus groups, interviews, workshops, mind mapping, benchmarking and market analysis, decision analysis, balanced scorecard, business capability analysis, business cases, financial analysis, vendor assessment, business model canvas, estimation, functional decomposition, scope modeling, organizational modeling, process modeling, SWOT analysis, and lessons learned. Brainstorming, focus groups, interviews, workshop, mind mapping techniques may be used to define solution scope and to develop change strategy. Benchmarking and market analysis and decision analysis techniques may be used to make decisions about selecting the appropriate change strategy. A balanced scorecard may be used to define the metrics that will be used to evaluate effectiveness of the change strategy. The business capability analysis may be used to prioritize the capability gaps. The business cases are used to capture information about the recommended change strategy and other potential strategies that were assessed but not recommended. The financial analysis is used to understand the potential value associated with the change strategy. The vendor assessment is used to determine whether any vendor is a part of the change strategy, a part of implementation of change, or a part of the solution. The business model canvas may be used to determine the changes needed to current infrastructure, customer base, and financial structure of the solution. Estimation is used to determine timelines for the activities within the change strategy. The functional decomposition is to break down solution components when developing a change strategy. Scope modeling is used to define boundaries of the enterprise in the future state. The organization modeling is used to describe roles, responsibilities, and reporting structure, which will exist in future state. Process modeling is used to describe how the work would be performed in the future state. A SWOT analysis may be performed to identify threats, which may be exploited or mitigated by the future state. Lessons learned is used to determine which opportunities for improvement may be addressed. Now, let's discuss the three techniques: business capability analysis, business cases, and financial analysis in detail. Business capability analysis is analyzing organizations' business capabilities for scoping and planning of business analysis work, aligning with strategy. A business capability defines what a business does at its core. Business capabilities are the building blocks of any business. They represent stable business functions. Business capabilities, which are unique and independent from each other, are abstracted from the organizational model, and they help in capturing the business's interests. Its strength is that it helps when assessing the ability of an organization to offer new products and services. Its limitation is that it requires a broad cross-functional collaboration in defining the capability model. What are capabilities? Capabilities are the abilities or characteristics of an enterprise to perform or transform something that helps achieve a business goal or objective. How do capabilities impact value? Capabilities impact value through increasing or decreasing revenue, improving services, achieving the compliance, etc. Though, note that not all capabilities have the same level of value. Regarding performance expectations of the capabilities can be assessed to identify the explicit performance expectations. There are some risks related to the performance of the capabilities. These are business risk, technology risk, organizational risk, and market risk. A business capability assessment can produce a set of recommendations for solutions. At the strategic level, capabilities should support an enterprise in establishing and maintaining a sustainable competitive advantage. A capability map is a model of the firm associating the business capabilities, processes, and functions required for business success with the IT resource that enables them. Financial analysis is used to understand the financial aspects of an investment, a solution, or a solution approach. Financial analysis is used to build a solution recommendation based on the analysis of the initial cost and time frame in which costs are incurred, expected financial benefit and time frame in which they will be realized, ongoing costs of using and supporting the solution, risk associated with the change and ongoing risks to business value of using that solution. Typically, a combination of analysis techniques are used. Because each provides a different perspective, cost of the change includes the expected cost of building or acquiring a solution and transitioning the enterprise from current state to the future state. Total cost of ownership, or TCO, includes cost of acquisition, using, and cost of supporting the solution for expected duration. Value realization is the value realized over time. Cost-benefit analysis, or CBA, is a prediction of the expected net benefit. Financial calculations are what the organizations use as a combination of standard financial calculations to understand different perspectives. These include return on investment, or ROI, discount rate, present value, or PV, net present value, or NPV, internal rate of return, or IRR, payback period, or PBP. Let us take a quick look at each of the financial calculations. The present value is the current worth of a future sum of money or stream of cash flows given a specified rate of return. The present value, or PV, is equal to the future value, or FV, divided by 1 plus I raised to the power of n, where I is the interest rate and n is the number of years. Net present value, or NPV, is the difference between the present value of cash inflows and the present value of cash outflows. NPV is the sum of present value of all future net cash flow. Net present value is equal to the sum of present value of cash inflow minus the cash outflow, plus the initial investment. Internal rate of return is a discount rate that makes the net present value, or NPV, of all cash flows equal to 0. The payback period is the duration of time required to recover an investment. The duration is calculated in number of years. The return on investment, or ROI, measures the amount of return on an investment relative to the cost of an investment. ROI is equal to the amount of return on an investment minus the cost of an investment divided by the cost of investment. The discount rate is the interest rate you need to earn on a given amount of money today to end up with a given amount of money in the future. The discount rate accounts for the time value of money. Note that you will benefit when the NPV, ROI, and IRR are higher. On the other hand, you will benefit when the payback period and total cost of ownership, or TCO, are lower. A business case provides a justification for a course of action based on the benefits to be realized by using the proposed solution, as compared to the cost, effort, and other considerations to acquire and live with that solution. A business case is used to define the need, determine the desired outcomes, assess constraints, assumptions, and risks, and recommend solutions. A business case provides guidance for ongoing decision-making throughout the initiative. The need assessment identifies the problem or the potential opportunity. The desired outcome describes the state which may result if the need is fulfilled. Assess alternatives identifies various alternative solutions which are assessed in terms of scope, feasibility, assumptions, risk and constraint, financial analysis, and value assessment. The recommend solution is the most desirable way to solve the problem or leverage the opportunity. While defining the change strategy, a business analyst may involve several stakeholders. The customer and the end users may be involved as focus group members whose input is considered in the enterprise readiness assessment. The domain SMEs and the implementation SMEs have expertise in some aspects of the change. The operation support provides information on their ability to support the operations of an enterprise. The project manager is responsible for managing change and planning the detailed activities to complete a change. The regulator ensures adherence to laws and regulations. The sponsor authorizes and ensures funding for the solution delivery. The supplier might help implement the change. The testers are responsible for ensuring that the change will function within acceptable parameters.